Hello, hockey, basketball, and soccer fans. My name is David. Thought I would start this video at 9:39 on the morning of Friday, 24th of May, Eastern Time. So I'm going to try to respond to this video from the Jimmy Hockey YouTube man, grading every NHL Stanley Cup playoff team. Well, he put them into different tiers. Each team in tiers, including in the F tier among Canadian NHL teams, those that didn't make it. Well, no surprise. I mean, the Flames, Sens, and Habs came nowhere close to playoff spots, so no surprise they were ranked as low as they were. In the A tier, the Canucks and Oilers, not really surprised there. I mean, the Oilers kind of, in my own expectations, the Oilers had serious question marks about their defense, goaltending. I mean, it looked like if they were going to be out in the second round. The Canucks didn't quite have that secondary, that depth scoring. When Brock Besser went out, that was it for them. They relied too much on him, and they lost him, and scoring by committee wasn't there. Well, it came too late to save their season. I have an issue with his having put the Leafs in the D tier, which is the second lowest, but also the lowest among those teams that qualify for Stanley Cup class. Let's face facts. Last offseason, the Leafs fired Kyle Dubas as the GM, replacing him with Brad Treliving, son of Jim Treliving, a Boston Pizza founder. So yes, the last offseason for the Leafs was rough, and I mean that partially can be pinned on Brad Treliving, but also on Kyle Dubas. I've gone out and spent multiple draft picks on rentals, really high draft picks, and I mean I would say the Leafs, like I was looking at, okay, I had rather low expectations for the Leafs in terms of in the postseason, as I'd become so used to having been disappointed. Last postseason, the Leafs exceeded expectations. I didn't think they would even win a playoff series. They did, albeit barely. 2-1 overtime, winning goal, series winning goal having been scored by John Tavares. I believe it's 5 minutes in, 5 minutes into the first overtime period of Game 6 of that series. So, yeah, I'd say I put the Leafs in the C tier. If it had been, I don't know, like 4 or 5 games, Leafs had been eliminated, well, I would have been put in the D tier. The way the Leafs did, they had to fight. Didn't think they would go as far as they did. Their offense is a big problem. It'll have to be corrected in the offseason. At least in the postseason, the lack of scoring top to bottom of the lineup was a major problem. Even scoring 3 or more goals a game, the Leafs only did in one of those games, and that was Game 2 of that series. So, in a sense, the Leafs kind of met my expectations. The Winnipeg Jets, I agree with the Jimmy Hockey YouTube man, deserve to put in the D tier. Let's take a look here. Kevin Cheveldayoff went all in at the trade deadline. Traded for Sean Monahan, Tyler Toffoli, hoping that somehow those two would ignite the offense of the postseason and not make the Jets a defensive laggard. Well, didn't work. Fairly speaking, it was just that trade deadline. So what did Cheveldayoff and his team ignore? Well, defense. Yes, and I looked at the regular season. In the last game of the regular season series between the Jets and Avs, it was 7-0 Jets. They're thinking, oh, these Jets look good. They look confident. They've been scheduled to face multiple Central Division teams in a row, 4 of them, all of them playoff caliber ones. Yeah, the Jets won all those games. They look excellent. They look very, very good. I believe it was a 7-8 game win streak in the regular season. and it continued a little bit in the postseason. Well, one game, 7-6 in regulation. I say more. I put out very short videos about that series, and I follow along the Winnipeg Jets, cheered them on for as long as they'd go, and at least if they didn't face another non-Habs Canadian team, keep in mind Habs had won 10 Stanley Cups post 1967, and I'd really wanted a non-Habs Canadian team to win a Stanley Cup. It would have been oh so good to have a conference final between two Canadian non-Habs teams. That wasn't going to happen. The Winnipeg Jets didn't deserve to get past the first round, and they showed. Their defense wasn't very good. Connor Hellebuyck wasn't very good. So yeah, the Leafs, had they lost in 4 or 5 games, yes, I would have said bump them down. But I bumped the Leafs up because because of how their 2023 offseason went. It was rather chaotic. Kyle Dubas was fired, thank God. But again, it could very well have been that Dubas was in charge. Dubas was the GM, and it could have been. I mean, because of those flaws on the roster, it could very well have been. I mean, worse outcome. Who knows? The Leafs did, but Brad Treliving's going to have a much better offseason. What to do about Mitch Marner? I don't know. Sean Tavares. The Leafs. This season, we're cap strapped. They have to make moves to try to remain cap compliant. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. But again, who knows? So yeah, the Leafs, I'd say that. Canucks and Oilers. I mean, the 2023 postseason featured just 3 Canadian teams. Had the Jets go down in 5 games. The Leafs go down in the second round in 5 games. The Oilers go down in 6 games. And there was no Canucks playoff appearance. Canucks exceeded my expectations. Simply put, I had the Canucks finish at best in 4th in the Pacific Division. Well, at least they got somewhere. And that's a very good thing. But for now, I'm going to get on with my Friday Eastern time. So I do encourage anyone who likes the video to click that like button. It's easy to do. It spreads spreads word about the video around YouTube. And it's easy to do. It's at the bottom of the video, whatever it is. Just at the bottom, a few million or whatever, depending on the screen. Subscribing is easy to do, so I encourage anyone who wants to subscribe to the channel to do so. It means, if you like, videos about hockey, basketball, soccer, I do those. And I put them out, I try to put them out multiple times a week. So that gets me to my last, to my last encourage, which is anyone who clicks the notification bell, which is optional, but I do highly encourage it, will get more timely notifications from YouTube of videos that I put out. I try to put out videos on YouTube multiple times a week. On that note, I'm going to say, go Leafs go Raptors go Toronto FC go. With respect to the IHF Adult Men's Worlds Top Division Tournament, go Canada go. With respect to Stanley Cup playoffs, go Oilers go. With respect to other Canadian national teams for which I cheer, including 3 of the Canadian basketball ones that qualified for the Paris Olympics, basically both on the 5-on-5 basketball teams and the women's 3-on-3 one, I'm going to say, go Canada go.